thyself. Do you know who said this? We keep on hearing this, every time people say that this is the first step to being successful, is the first step of, to trying to heal and things like that. And I use that all the time. And I would always say, well, know thyself. Really, guys, right? Who said it? Who said these famous words? Okay, let me give you a clue. Well, of course, he's no longer alive. He's been dead for a long, long time. And he lived between 470 to 399 BC before Christ. And I'm sure you're asking, why are you asking that? That question, Miss Malu, about a man who lived, between 470 to 399 BC. Okay, well, why are you still using, his famous words to be able to start anything significant? So, which means his words still ring true, isn't it? Okay, time is up. His name is Socrates. And who is Socrates? He is known as a Greek philosopher. All right. And now you talk about philosophy. Now, why are we talking about philosophy, Miss Malu? Okay. In this episode, welcome to episode 102. And this is your fellow sojourner, your life coach, and together we're living the autumn of our life. In this wonderful, channel that I have created for all of us, my season of life, and welcome, okay, to this discussion on philosophy. Now, I'm sure you're thinking, why are we doing philosophy, Miss Malu? What has that got to do with navigating the autumn of our life? What has that got to do with, the season of life? The title of the channel that we've been subscribed to since July of last year, and you're doing episode 102. What has philosophy got to do with it? Well, I'm happy to have you again, my fascinating Renaissance friends. And when you hear the word philosophy, okay, tell me, what are your top of mind ideas? What are the ideas that you think first, my friends? Okay, I'm sure this is the first one that comes to mind. Oh, it's a subject that I took in college. Yeah, that's what I would say before, because I had 24 units of philosophy from my freshman year. I had existentialism from from sophomore to junior to senior college. I we were given the subject of philosophy. All right. So is it just book learning? Is it just an academic subject you had to go through in order to finish college and get a job? Or is it only for overly intellectual people? Is it only about memorization of ancient texts? You memorize who said that, who are these people, and then you pass, and then you go on with life, and you can forget about philosophy because it has nothing to do with the way you will live. Is that it? Well, it's unfortunate that is what we think of philosophy, and that it is not pragmatic. It has no connection whatsoever with the way we live. Or is it? Or is it? Well, this is our first episode for the month of July. All right. And as you've been aware, starting January, I started to come up with a theme, for each month, and all of the things that I share with you, would come out, from that theme, no? Okay, and I was thinking, okay, so far so good, no? Oh, by the way, okay, let's digress a little bit before we continue. Why is the month of July named called July? Okay, where did it come from? Well, I really found out that July was named after Julius Caesar. You know, what is this? He was a Roman, a very, very famous Roman general, and it was named after, after him when he was assassinated. So, July, Julius Caesar. And let me see, I think something about July. Well, I had it, but well, it's supposed to be summer in the northern hemisphere, if I remember right, and winter in the southern hemisphere. But it's all really all about celebrations. Okay, well, for July, for the next 10 episodes, I have decided, okay, to make a little tweak here in this theme based episodes for this year. Ever heard of the statement, the glory that was Greece and the grandeur that was Rome? In Western civilization, history class that I took my last year of college, this was the theme of that entire semester, the glory that was Greece and the grandeur that was Rome. Because, these two civilizations are very, very connected. They're very, very interconnected. Okay, glory because the Greeks, came out with the best in academia, in intellectual pursuits, and of course, the grandeur that was Rome was really the Roman Empire, the architecture, the power, the authority of the empire. And July, was named after Julius Caesar, a very famous Roman emperor. Okay, and the Roman civilization, got is very, very connected to Greek culture and civilization, and so philosophy is a very, very important ingredient in practical life, especially now that we have all things happening around us. You might think, where does philosophy belong? It's survival. There is war going on. There's bombing, going on, and the geopolitical, a situation around the world. Miss Malu, is getting worse. My friends would tell me, well, more than ever, we need philosophy. You're asking why? I'll tell you why. But first, I tell you, I have decided that the next 10 episodes for the entire month of July, we will talk about this very, very important ingredient in living La Dolce Vita, the good life that we have been talking about, the autumn of our life, amidst the chaos and the cacophony of voices, of negative voices around us. More than ever, we need this. Okay? First, what is philosophy? Well, the word philosophy comes from two Greek words. First, meaning philo, meaning love, and Sophia, meaning wisdom. What a beautiful name for a daughter, isn't it, Sophia? It means wisdom. Therefore, philosophy simply means love for the love of wisdom. Okay, and it is not about having all the answers. Okay, but learning how to ask the right questions. I love that. Okay, because at its simplest, philosophy is the art of asking big questions. What are these big questions? Questions about life. What is my life all about? Was I just born and just, go through existence and then just die like that? Is that the only way to live, Miss Malu? Okay, questions like truth, especially now. what is truth? Who is telling the truth? There are a lot of fake news, and then there are a lot of errors brought into it. Some do not exist, some are downright fake. Who do we believe now? What is really the truth? Meaning, what's the meaning of my life? Why do I have to wake up every day and face the same what? The same problems? The sadness and all of that. What's the meaning of life? Okay, questions like ethics. What's the right thing to do now? Okay, would you sacrifice your marriage, for what? For success? Or should there even be a question? Can we have both a successful marriage and a successful business? And reality. In short, philosophy is learning to think critically and clearly about all of these questions, all of these issues. Critical thinking is one of my favorite subjects that I teach, corporate people. And without realizing that it's really living out philosophy, really. Okay? The truth is, philosophy is about learning how to think, not what to think. All right. Now tell me, is this relevant now? 20, the year 2025 are is what Socrates, are his words, still relevant, and the words of the other philosophers? We'll get into that in the following episodes. But right now, don't forget to like and subscribe so that we can engage, together in this seemingly abstract and impractical subject. But in reality, it really makes life worthwhile living. Until then, my fascinating Renaissance friends, until then, goodbye.